Have you ever wondered how the very fabric of your reality is shaped? It's not the world itself that dictates what we see, what we experience, or even what we become. It's the frame through which we see it. Life is not a series of rigid facts. It's a story we tell ourselves, and how we frame that story is the key to unlocking power, resilience, and even greatness. Think about it. The words you use to describe a situation, the way you spin an experience, it changes everything. If you're told that you have a 90% chance of success, you'll feel confident, maybe even excited. But if I tell you there's a 10% chance of failure, that optimism starts to wane, doesn't it? It's the same reality, just framed differently. And that, my friend, is where true power begins. Realizing that how you interpret your life is more important than the so-called facts of it. And this power extends beyond how we perceive situations. It seeps into how we connect with others. Ever noticed how helping someone often makes you feel more connected to them? Not the other way around, as we typically believe. We think being helped builds a bond, but when we do the helping, we invest a piece of ourselves. We become more intertwined, more engaged. This is how connections, loyalty, and trust are built. Not by waiting to be given, but by daring to give first. When you ask for someone's help, they start investing in you, whether they realize it or not. That's leverage, that's power. You've brought someone into your orbit. But here's the dark twist. Sometimes people will fight you, not because you're wrong, but because you've challenged the identity they've crafted so meticulously. Humans cling to their beliefs, even when presented with contradictory evidence. That's why attacking someone's stance often drives them deeper into their trenches. Instead, you need to approach from their angle. Make them feel understood. Let them lower their guard. If you want to lead someone to a new perspective, don't attack their beliefs. Ask them to share them. Ask them to explain. And as they do, slowly, they'll open a path for you to guide them elsewhere. But be careful where you focus your own mind, because focus is a double-edged sword. The moment you start seeing something, it could be a car, a word, an idea. Suddenly, it's everywhere. Your mind is always filtering reality. So if you fixate on negativity, on failure, on fear, that's all you'll see. Conversely, if you focus on opportunity, abundance, and strength, you'll find those too. It's not magic, it's selective awareness. Reality is vast, and you choose what to extract from it. So choose wisely. Confidence. It's a dangerous drug. When you start to learn something new, there's a moment you feel invincible, like you've cracked the code. But that's when you're most vulnerable, because a little knowledge is often just enough to blind you. True mastery comes when you understand how much you still don't know. When you face the abyss of what's unknown, that's when you grow. When you realize that confidence without competence is deadly. You might think that the world feeds you truth, but it doesn't. It feeds you repetition, and repetition breeds belief. It's not about what's true, it's about what's repeated, what's echoed, until it becomes embedded in your mind. Guard yourself against the lies that repetition can bring. Verify everything, question everything, even your own assumptions. Because the illusion of truth is often just an echo chamber, a dark room of mirrors that deceives you into believing falsehoods simply because they're familiar. Sometimes, all you need is a small win, a glimpse of victory, to keep going. That's what propels us forward. A tiny head start, a spark of hope, and suddenly you find yourself running faster, fighting harder, because you've tasted what winning feels like. Success is built not on monumental leaps, but on incremental victories, each one pushing you toward the next. Never underestimate the power of involvement. When you help build something, When your hands and heart are in it, it matters more to you. If you want people to care about something, involve them in its creation. If you want loyalty, attachment, commitment, make them a part of the process. It's not the outcome they'll be attached to. It's the sweat, the effort, the emotional labor they poured into creating it. But in all things, remember, what's scarce becomes valuable. The things that slip through our fingers, the opportunities that seem fleeting, they become the most desired. Create scarcity in your life. Whether it's your time, your attention, or your resources, make it clear they're not endless. People value what they can't easily have. Scarcity isn't just about creating value for others. It's about protecting yourself, protecting your time, your mental energy, your emotions. Imagine your mind as a fortress, a sacred space that not everyone deserves to enter. Guard it fiercely and let people know that access is earned, not given freely. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. It's about preserving your energy for the battles that truly matter, about ensuring that when you do show up, you show up with full power. People respect what is hard to reach, and your potential should be treated no differently. And what about failure? Everyone fears it, but failure is not your enemy. It is the raw material from which your eventual success is forged. Failure shows you the cracks in your armor, the areas you need to strengthen. Each failure is a map, pointing you to the places you need to work on. It's the universe's way of sharpening you, testing you to see if you truly want what you say you do. Without failure, there is no evolution, no growth. So don't run from it. Chase it. Embrace it. Every stumble is a step toward mastery if you have the courage to keep moving. And in those darkest moments, when you feel broken, when you feel beaten, that's where you discover who you really are. Not in the sunshine, not in the easy days, but in the storm. When everything seems lost and there's no one left to turn to, that's where you find the warrior within. That's when the stories you've told yourself, the beliefs you've clung to, all come crashing down, and you are left with nothing but raw truth. That raw truth is where power lies. Strip away the illusions, the ego, the pretenses, and what you're left with is pure potential, a being capable of anything, because you have survived the worst and are still here, still standing. And finally, remember, others' belief in you can change the trajectory of your life. We are fragile beings, built on the words and beliefs others hold for us. When someone sees potential in you, they give you a gift more valuable than gold. They give you a new version of yourself to grow into. Take that belief, borrow it if you must, and let it push you beyond what you ever thought possible. But don't just rely on others' belief. Cultivate your own. In the end, it is your own voice that will echo the loudest in your mind. Learn to speak to yourself with conviction, with unwavering certainty. You are the architect of your destiny, the master of your fate. Every word you tell yourself matters. Every thought is a seed, and what you choose to water is what will grow. Plant the seeds of greatness, water them with discipline, and let them flourish with persistence. Frame your reality. Make people invest in you. Protect your mind from the lies of repetition. Seek the small wins. Be part of the creation. Value what's rare. Embrace failure as the forge that sharpens you. Stand tall in the storm and let the warrior within emerge. And let the belief of others fuel you when your own tank runs dry. This is how you rise, how you wield the power of your mind, the most dangerous tool you will ever possess. You are not here to merely exist. You are here to conquer, to bend reality to your will. It starts with perception, with framing your experiences in a way that empowers you. It starts with seeing every setback as a setup for a comeback, every failure as a lesson, every struggle as a stepping stone to greatness. It starts with understanding that the power to shape your life lies within you, that the narrative you tell yourself becomes the reality you live. But there's more. Once you have begun to master your mind, you must learn to master your actions. Thought without action is empty. You can dream of change, you can envision success, but until you take that first step, it remains just that, a dream. The bridge between your thoughts and your reality is action. And not just any action, relentless, focused, disciplined action. It is the discipline to do the things you said you would do, even when the excitement fades, even when it becomes hard. It's waking up and putting in the work, day after day, even when the world is against you. It's choosing to act on your goals, not just when it's convenient, but especially when it's difficult. And as you act, you will stumble. You will fall. It is inevitable. But those who rise again, those who push through the pain, the exhaustion, the doubt, those are the ones who eventually triumph. The journey to greatness is paved with setbacks, with sleepless nights, with doubts that gnaw at your resolve. But each time you rise after a fall, you become stronger. Each time you choose to act despite the fear, you gain power over it. The journey is long, it is brutal, but it is the only path worth taking. And as you walk this path, remember to set your own standards. The world will try to tell you who you should be, what success looks like, what goals are worthy. Reject that. Define your own metrics for success. Your worth is not defined by someone else's measure. It's not about the car you drive, the house you own, or the accolades you receive. True success is about growth. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about conquering your fears, mastering your weaknesses, and expanding your potential. It's about standing in front of the mirror and knowing that you have given everything, that you have faced your demons and emerged victorious. And as you grow, never forget to lift others with you. True power is not selfish. It expands. It empowers those around you. Inspire others not by telling them what to do, but by showing them what is possible. Lead by example. When others see you rise from your failures, when they see your relentless pursuit of greatness, they too will begin to believe that they can do the same. Your journey is not just about you. It's about the impact you leave, the lives you touch, the inspiration you become. You are a force, an unstoppable being capable of greatness beyond measure. But greatness requires sacrifice. It requires the sacrifice of comfort, the willingness to face pain, to endure discomfort. It means letting go of the easy path and choosing the road less traveled. It means embracing uncertainty, knowing that the only true security lies in your ability to adapt, to persevere, to overcome. Understand that life will test you. It will push you to your limits, and then it will push some more. It will strip you down to your core. And in those moments, you will learn what you are truly made of. You will learn that you are resilient, that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. You will learn that every scar, every wound, is a testament to your strength, to your capacity to endure and keep moving forward. So choose courage over comfort. Choose to act when others hesitate. Choose to rise when others fall. Choose to be relentless in the pursuit of your dreams. Choose to see obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as setups for a greater comeback. Choose to be the master of your fate, the captain of your soul. Life is not waiting for you to decide if you are ready. It will happen regardless. The question is, will you shape it, or will you let it shape you? Will you be the sculptor of your destiny, or will you be the clay? The power lies within you, waiting for you to unleash it. You are the author of your story, and it's time to write the narrative that leads to greatness. The world isn't as it is. It is as you are. Mold your reality. Shape your destiny. The power is within you, waiting for you to claim it. Rise, and let nothing stand in your way.